So, welcome back to British Business with Matt Holland, and my co-host Tom McElvenney's here again.
Again, would you believe he's turned up?
Yeah.
He keeps coming.
Yeah, a few episodes in a row now.
Yeah.
Guests are a distant memory.
Yes.
Yeah, all good.
All good, yeah. How's everything with you?
Yeah.
Everything all good, happy?
I feel very, I have a sense of accomplishment today.
Oh, yeah, go on.
I don't know whether I've got out of bed the right way or something just feels good.
Something feels right, does it? Yeah.
No, we've... last night I listened to, listened to while I was doing some other stuff, episode 1.
Yes.
And I thought, I mean, I don't think we've got to the point where we're we're shit hot. I mean, I think you're shit hot. I think the podcast is it's very the cinematics, the sound, the lighting are amazing. Morgan does a great job.
Thanks, guys.
Our knowledge and expertise and the podcast itself, it's okay, it's work in progress. But what was really satisfying was to watch me and you and our initial exchange on episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I did cut in and look at episode 7, and I just flicked through a couple and just watched the intros and stuff. And it's nice to see little improvements,
some form of progress.
Yeah, maybe just a bit more confidence.
Yeah.
Perhaps you articulating yourself a little bit better, me giving you space to speak.
Right.
Because the first couple of episodes, it was very me dominant.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah. So I think it was nice to look at that, and I've not looked at the old episodes in the first few episodes in a while. Are we where I want it to be, or where it could be? No, and I think it's that concept of delayed gratification, which is something business owners have to get comfortable with. Is very much the case with podcasting. But we have hit a milestone.
Okay, go on. Share the milestone with us.
And I think it's episode... So we're on episode 40 today. Episode 45, we're going to talk about goals in detail and goal setting and the importance of it, because that episode will go live towards the middle of December, which is, for me, mentally, it's a very important time period, because I think we all have to think about what's coming next.
Yeah. And
it should be a part of our lives on a regular basis. But without going into too much detail on that today's important, because on my list of goals that I wrote in December 2024, so the end of last year, one of the things I wrote down was film 40 podcast episodes for my personal podcast.
And here we are today.
We've hit 40.
Yeah, congratulations.
And it's October the 22nd. This episode will probably be going out early November, 3 or 4 weeks from today.
Yeah,
so
good.
Second week of November. So it's nice when you hit something like that.
Yeah, it's an achievement, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think one of my things that I think about, and I want to ask you a question about it, but just in relation to goal setting, and when you get to a peak, when you get to that milestone, sometimes I've been guilty in the past of just not celebrating the little win.
Yes.
And I've just gone, right, what's next?
Yeah.
And I've missed out on that kind of celebration.
Yeah.
Do you think that's something that you're...
100% something that happens, isn't it? And we've had it where we've had some really good times, let's say, over the peak trading period, where I think it was last year. I remember saying to myself, just take a moment to enjoy it. Because you can just be busy, right, on to the next thing. But actually, we're only here once, aren't we? And, achieving any great milestone is fantastic for anyone in business or in personal goals or anything. But at the same time, you've got to reflect and enjoy that period, I think. I definitely did that last year.
Exactly. And I think it's really important. So goal setting we'll talk about in episode 45, but I think for me it's mega important just to go, we hit that little goal that I set.
And celebrate it.
So, I mean...
What are you going to do to celebrate this? That's the question.
This is the celebration. It's just for
more.
Me. Yeah, sorry, I need to get you some kind of gift. Don't I? Yeah. Well, I'll give you a gift at episode 100.
Oh, fucking all right.
I'll get you those Ferrari keys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Fake
for the toy one.
Fake.
Yeah. Little miniature car.
Yeah. So thank you for all your support and help.
Yeah.
No, I think we've done well, and I think there's not been a single date that we've had booked with Morgan that we've cancelled.
No.
Because we've put them in the diary, and we've gone, and you're super fucking busy. I'm busy. And I think these have become, for me anyway, I don't know about you, but they're like therapy sessions, basically.
Yeah. I can agree with that.
But I mean, Morgan's walking around, so he's away from his mic. But
I'm here.
Out of interest, Morgan, from a perspective of like, and I don't want you to speak too candidly because you might not want to, but if you think about your customer base and your recurring clients, how many of them get to episode 40?
Oh, I mean, look, episode 40, I think it's also a case of how you do podcasts. I think you've managed to refine quite an efficient way to film, a lot of them. I would say not many at all. Like this, you are now in the minority, and you are forging forward in the minority, which is a pleasant thing to see. And I would say usually, if you're getting to this point, you've either got some big hitters, of which, to be fair, you do have Tom.
Yeah.
Not so much of a hitter, yeah.
Or it's corporate, and they just keep forging forward with it, and it's like it's just for a business, and that is pretty much the only reason.
And that's kind of like almost a different style, with this being like a personal endeavor for me, which is predominantly kind of like doing something. Originally, it was about doing something that I didn't really want to do.
Yeah,
it was like a weakness. So those first number of sessions we did were horrible for me. Like it just wasn't enjoyable. It was like a thought, but now I'm like, I can be myself and be comfortable. So for me, for us, it's a big milestone. I think, for the podcast, I'm happy that we got here. It's kind of, and I think in like a few episodes ago, I said like, what is the reason why we're doing it? And I think it's to celebrate the little milestones and wins, and just get those kind of like, I suppose, little victories.
Have you enjoyed the journey of doing it over the course of 10 months?
I have. Have you? Is it?
Yeah, no, I have. Yeah, I like it's an early start in it. Get over to your farm. We travel down together, don't we?
Yeah.
Have a coffee, have a walk before get away, really, don't we? Generally, and have a little wander around.
Yeah.
Lovely little village and things, and then into it, and just enjoy the whole process, and even just
it's good just to get away from the business. And I think because we're both busy for our personal relationship, it's good for us to have something in the like as a bit of an anchor point to catch up.
What I also take from it as well is we're talking about like some stuff that we've done previously, and it just reinforces the fact that we have done that, and we need to continue to do it. Like if we're talking about
it's like affirmations almost.
That's a big believer in that, definitely.
No. So for me, the goal now is to keep doing it, basically.
Episode 400. Is that what
yeah. No, I think the next milestone is episode 100.
Yes.
Which I think trajectory-wise, I've got some ideas of maybe, and this is like I'm just talking openly to the audience who we really, and hopefully the other side of this is some people have actually enjoyed listening to it.
Yeah.
And I think people do hop in and out. I've spoken to a few people like business connections and stuff where they'll listen to a few episodes. Then I think that's how podcasting works, is you might listen to a few episodes and you'll start listening to another podcast for a bit, because typically it's only one a week.
Yes.
So then you might hop back to British business, perhaps. But I think for us, it's like, what's next in terms of the podcast? I really like our episodes. I did enjoy doing those guesting episodes, but I think it is a different vibe.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking in the future is we might interweave, we might have our weekly catch-up episodes like this that are short and snappy and kind of a bit of a snapshot into the life of two business owners. Yeah. But then, broadly speaking, I think maybe the guesting will happen as like a secondary extra bonus episode during the week, perhaps. Yeah. So we'll have the Monday episodes, which lands at the start of everyone's working week, and then maybe on a Wednesday or a Thursday we might have something a bit gritty, bit more in depth, where it's either me with another business owner or both of us, or maybe eventually just you. You never know.
God, yeah.
Might force you to do it while I'm off in gallivanting.
Well, you're
on
back
my
in
yacht,
India or something.
On my yacht, yeah. My yacht that doesn't exist. Well, it exists in my head.
Yeah. For the time being, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think the podcast will lead to a yacht, but maybe I'll be proven wrong. Yeah, so I think it'll be interesting to see how the podcast evolves over the next 12 months. So yeah, exciting. I think there's also like, I was thinking about it in relation to, because I've just ran my first marathon,
Yes, yeah.
which was
Which one was it?
it was
Which
the Chester Marathon,
Oh, yeah.
which in a way, like a big milestone for anyone is to do something like that.
God, yeah.
But actually, I think it was the journey that was so we're talking about the celebration of episode 40 today.
Yeah.
It's like, right, great, we've done that. But it was the process.
Yeah.
And it's the same with running a marathon, is that actually the marathon itself was an experience, but it was the consistency and discipline of doing it.
Yeah, the
training.
Yeah.
So that's been a big learning for me this year, is like take a bit more of a consideration of the experience of doing things, not necessarily fixing on, oh, we've hit £10 million turnover or we've hit £20 million. Like, think about it, it's like, wow, that was interesting.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
The journey along the way, and
yeah. So yeah, a moment of reflection, I suppose, which I think is what this podcast's about. And I mean, I was chatting to you when we were out walking, like, I'm happy with the podcast title British Business with Matt Holland, but I think we talk about more than British business.
Yes.
So maybe there might be a rebrand coming next year.
Oh yeah, right, okay.
Yeah, just mix it up a bit. We'll see. Yeah, an evolution perhaps.
Yeah, and things are allowed to do that, aren't they?
Yeah.
Things start in one form.
Plans change.
Yeah, exactly. Over the course of time, you need to adapt and pivot, don't you? And whether that is a rebrand of the titles or anything like that.
I think this is a great hobby.
Yeah.
For us.
Yeah.
I think it's a nice, cool thing.
Well, you like listening to podcasts in general, don't you? I do too. I listen to multiple, and what you alluded to before, I do, because most people drop once a week, don't they?
Yeah.
You listen to it, but you want to listen to more, so then you drop onto another podcast, and you can take breaks, come back to them, can't you?
Yeah.
Catch up. I like batch listening to 3 or 4 in a go.
Yeah.
You know,
that's what I think is probably quite a common habit for podcast listeners, is you'll listen to a few episodes and then the person will piss you off.
Yeah.
Because I'm quite an irritable. Yeah. I'm sure I rub people.
And you'll move on.
I reckon we have a lot of people that listen once or twice and then they never come back.
Yeah.
But we've probably got a little bit of a hardcore, I don't know, 5 people.
Yeah.
that get some value out of it, perhaps. Yeah. But people then forget, oh, Matt's a dick, and they'll come back.
Yeah.
And they go, I want to listen to what Tom's got to say.
Yeah, what's he got to say now?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So
I wonder if any of our competitors listen to the podcast.
Oh,
they're welcome to as well, by all means.
100%.
Let's get them on. Let's get them on as a guest.
That's
a challenge. If they're listening, throw it in the comments and we'll have them on.
Yeah.
Because you know what? There's nothing. I don't think there's any harm. Competition's fantastic. I think healthy competition is.
I fucking thrive on that shit.
Yeah. So bring it on. Let's have a chat.
Business is war.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what? If I were a competitor to myself, I would listen to
100%. I would. 100%.
You'd learn so much from it. But we're not. We are quite cautious about what we say. But I think we divulge a lot about just business in general when we talk about things. It's just interesting, I suppose. But British business fact of the week.
Go on.
To kind of come full circle on it, because we've just 15 minutes have gone like that.
Yeah. Evaporated.
Most podcasts don't make it past episode 7.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
And less than 1% make it to 40. And that the source of that is Buzzsprout. Don't know who that is.
Ever heard of it, Morgan? Buzzsprout?
Yeah, it's like a distribution platform.
Is it reputable, or have we just?
I think it's older now. It's not what most people use. However, I presume that there's some sort of restriction on episodes. Did you say 7?
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe like a bit of an authoritative thing. Those guys.
It might be like, now you've got to pay us.
What's your opinion on that fact then, Morgan? Like, if you think analytically about your customers, I asked you before, but what percentage of people that come and shoot a podcast here actually keep on doing it?
Look,
it is difficult.
It is. It's difficult to maintain. I think it's like anything really. Like any type of hobby, right? If you look at a hobby or a discipline, once you get into the routine and you start getting that positive feedback loop, that feeling, the results, it's hard to quit it then, but it's so hard to get into it. And so there's a huge amount of drop off. I mean, I've had a lot of people who'll say they'll tell me they're going to be filming 100 episodes, and they'll come in and they'll film 1, and then I'll never hear from them again. And so
Yeah.
it's tricky. I think people want the world, but it's the same in business, right?
Are they willing to do the work?
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, talk is cheap.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's very easy to say, I'm going to run a marathon.
Yeah.
And then you've got to do it.
You put the date in the diary,
It's
you've
like-
got to train for it, otherwise you are.
Yeah.
gonna
And I think a lot of people, they'll come and talk cheap to Morgan and say,
Yeah.
right, we're committed 100%. We're going to do 100 episodes. Will you do me a deal on price? Because I'm going to be a committed customer and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
Morgan maybe does them a deal or whatever. I mean, I don't think Morgan does discounts because I've never fucking got one.
No discounts. No
Yeah,
discounts.
he's got a no discount policy,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I think I respect that.
Yeah.
Got to hold value.
Because I did try and haggle with you a little bit. I'm sure I said to you, I said, oh, can you do me a deal, Morgan? I'm sure everyone does that.
I'm not going to name names, but I had a recent situation where somebody wanted £20 off, and they'd
off.
come for they wanted £20 off monthly, and I'd entertained them to, I think, two visits to the studio, and they hadn't paid me anything, and they basically asked for a third visit, and I just said, you can book it full price, or I don't even want the business.
Yeah, time
Enjoy doing your podcast somewhere else. I'd be more than grateful for you to go elsewhere and enjoy the process. But I said, I know my value, and when you're ready to come back, anyway. It was a month later. They just sent me a message. They went, yeah, we've had a look around. We're ready to book.
I think there's a lot to learn from that, and we've talked about like kind of getting customers / customer service and the importance of saying no to customers. We did an episode on that, and massive respect and kudos to Morgan. But I think a lot of business owners pander too much, or they can pander a bit too much to customers. But it's it's the confidence in your own business, but also your circumstances. If you need the fucking cash, then like if Morgan was cash strapped, he'd probably be like, yes, please.
Yeah,
do you know
just
what I
to
mean?
get the deal over the line.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, that kind of like we've done well. But the point is that it's one milestone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There is multiple.
Yeah.
And I think you might hit a revenue goal or whatever it might be in your business, and then you've got to go kind of keep on going with it.
Yeah.
So, out of interest, why do you think I set the target of 40?
I don't know whether you'd already done some prior research to what brackets the top 1% of podcasts. Probably on ChatGPT, you've done something. The number in your head is 40, because some people would say 100, because that's obviously a big round number, isn't it?
Yeah.
10's too small, I think. 50 might have been a halfway point. But you chose 40 for a reason. Don't know. It'd be to do some facts and statistics, I'd imagine. What go and tell us the reason why?
I guess.
Go on.
Well, if you're shooting, we were right at the start. We said we were going to shoot 4 episodes per session. So I would say it was 10 sessions.
So Morgan's partially correct, and that is one of the reasons. But the logic behind it is the whole concept of kind of setting smart goals, smart targets. So making sure that obviously specific, measurable. I mean, people know what that is, but it needed to be achievable.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's fine, yeah.
So my goal this year, if I'd worked out the exact number of weeks remaining, or if I'd set a goal of 52, it was mid-December when I thought, I'm going to do this.
What? As in, do a podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
December 24.
So like it was early December 2024. I was kind of like, do you know what? Because we were talking about maybe doing one in the business.
Yeah.
And I wasn't confident in my own ability to maybe do it and represent Holland's Country Clothing.
Yeah, fair.
And it's turned out that I think maybe that idea of us doing a Holland's Country Clothing podcast wasn't right. I mean, we might do one, but I don't know. But I felt that I need to equip myself with a better skill set. And then I went on to the thought process of, oh, well, actually, this could be quite a interesting thing for me to do because it's uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. So there was that. But then the target itself, because of the time between that thought and first week of January, that means I'm going to have to get ahead. And actually, I can only launch 1 episode a week. So I thought, as long as I start by the end of February putting the episodes live, because I think if you remember, Morgan, we filmed the first day in February, and it was like you were like, let's get it live, and I was like, no, we need to wait a little bit and get the second day filming booked in for the week that the first episode goes live.
Oh yeah.
It's so good for momentum and kind of for caution. But the only thing that is, we do need to stay as current as possible.
Yeah, that is a flip.
That's
flip
one of your
thing,
challenges.
Yeah, because you don't want to get too far ahead.
Exactly.
Yeah, good point. That's a good point.
That is a good point, because like obviously we're now. I think that comes down to a planning thing from trying to get the episodes lined up with when they're going to go live, and I've done a bit of that today, so that's why the goal setting bit is a bit today, which hopefully will put in people's minds mid-November, start thinking about it.
Yeah,
and then we've got an episode 45, which will be like right.
Yeah,
and we're going to do a bit of a goal review for me, looking at where I'm up to, and maybe you can share a little bit as well and what have you. So yeah, it's been a good progress. It's been a good process. Sorry, that's the main kind of thing of this episode. I think as well the length. The other thing was, because this is like I suppose this is our performance review. This is our podcasting review episode, really.
Yeah.
But it's like it's. I think it's important. But we started off when we were doing the podcast initially. We were doing a lot of episodes like closer to an hour mark.
Really? Yeah. That's a long time, isn't it?
So, and also I noticed that the first episode, because we film in batches, the first episode of the day would always be a 50-minute episode.
Yeah.
When in actual fact, they all need to be 30. Well, I think 20 to 35 minutes tops.
Yeah.
Because based on the analytical data, it drifts off, and that's been an educational thing for me.
Yeah.
Whereas originally my thoughts is, they need to be an hour. They need to be meaty.
Yeah, not necessarily. People haven't got the attention span, have they? They've not got the time sometimes either.
Yeah, and if you talk about something that's not interesting or stimulating, or if you waffling, which I think some of the episodes I did definitely waffle, and we tried to go into too much detail, whereas I think we should talk around subjects.
It's also authentic, isn't it? If you are like, you're just letting it run, aren't you, at the same time, which has also got value, I think.
Yeah. I felt like what was happening though is I was trying to make sure we got to 50 minutes.
Okay, right, yeah.
So some of them were stretched out more than they needed to.
Yeah.
So it was like, right, we've got a 4-hour filming window. We need to film 4 1-hour episodes, whereas now we do 5, and typically they're 20 to 30 minutes in length. So that's kind of the goal. So yeah, I think the podcast structure might change slightly. We might add some more variety in. I think these episodes will probably become more like a check-in on a weekly basis, and that's probably, and we'll go into like topics and what have you. Have you listened back to any of the episodes?
Yeah, I've not listened to all of them though, if I'm honest. No, but certain ones I'll drop into, listen to. Started watching a little bit of them on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
And my kids are there like, "You're on YouTube, Daddy. Matt Holland." You're like a mini celebrity in my house. Matt Holland.
The question is, how far through the episodes do your kids get?
Oh yeah, they'll probably do 15 minutes, and then they'll like,
the novelty's worn off.
Yeah.
Like,
Daddy's on YouTube, Matt Holland, and then after about 10-15 minutes, they're off then. I'm busy doing something else, which is fine.
So that's quite nice, actually. So your kids think I'm a celebrity.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
Whereas my kids just laugh at me and take the mick out of me.
Oh, do they?
So I'm like, Arthur rips me, bless him. So yeah, short and snappy episode this week. Just a bit of a line in the sand and go, wait, we've done what we wanted to do, but we're going to keep going.
Yeah,
which is what business is about. That's what life is about. And actually, it's really important then to reassess and go, what should the goals be? So audience, think about things that you set yourself as like, and maybe it's long-term goals, short-term goals. I mean, I think short-term is a 12-month period, really.
Yeah, definitely.
In reality, in life. Because if it's a goal that can be achieved in a shorter period of time, is it really a goal, or is it more just something you... So think about things that you thought that you wanted to achieve in this like 10-month period from say November, December. Start to think about what's important for next year, for 2026. And then in a few episodes' time, we'll have a bit of a goal setting episode.
That'd be good.
Where you and I are going to have a little think, and then probably the episode after 46 will reveal our goals.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or reveal some of them.
Some of them, yeah.
Because some of yours might be weird and wonderful.
Probably are, yeah.
Same with mine. So
can I ask one question?
Yeah, go on, Morgan, yeah.
Can you both take it in turns to describe the feeling you had in your stomach and in your brain the first time you stepped into the studio? So the moment you first sat in that seat, and the time you literally just, how many minutes ago? Probably like 25 minutes ago.
Yeah. Go on.
First, I mean, I was just I am just the guest on or co-host or whatever you call it. So for me, it was, I remember, the first time we walked into the studio, it was all completely...
Yeah, because you'd not been there, had you?
Yeah, and I've also never been on a podcast before. I think done a couple of
I did
podcast
it, yeah.
episodes or as a guest on someone else's podcast, so
Yeah.
maybe you had a little bit more of an understanding of the format and the procedure and the
Yeah.
atmosphere. But when I first came into this, like the Cheshire podcast
Yeah,
studio,
yeah.
I was like, right, so this is what it's about. I mean, it's very professional,
Yeah.
great settings, isn't it? I was nervous, no doubt. I think anyone that says, I don't, I don't believe that.
It's just like when you do anything for the first time that's outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
It's strange. So to answer Morgan's question from my perspective, it's I still get those nervous things, and I have to do this kind of like.
Even now?
Yeah, now when I introed this episode, I have to kind of look up and go, right, what am I going to say? Right, I know what I'm going to say, and I look at the camera, I'll be like, "Welcome to British Business," and it is a bit gimmicky, and I'm not quite happy with it yet. But it's because you've just got to get over that butterfly, spit it out, and then once we're over that, it's fine. But on the first few episodes, every time we went into it, I do find it difficult. And sometimes Morgan, when he puts me on the spot and says, right, Matt, talking to the camera, you're going to do a little ad for the episode. And I'm like, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, it's hard. That is hard.
It's really difficult for me, that. Yeah. So the way I work as a person is I have to do little things. So big steps for me are very emotionally taxing.
Yeah.
So I have to do, like, I've done the big step of starting a podcast, and then I need to get experience with it and more comfort. So people work differently. That's the way it works. So ChatGPT question of the week for this kind of like reflection episode. What do you typically, before talking about this now, what do you typically do when you hit a goal? Celebrate, raise the bar, or lose momentum? So we haven't talked about that. So
that can happen.
We've said that we sometimes brush past them and don't celebrate it, but like, what's your...
Yeah. I think it is important to celebrate when you hit a milestone that you've set yourself. You set that target. Once you achieve it, it should be celebrated. Starting to do that more often, you definitely do then look ahead and think, right, well, what's next? I was always like that with like our sales, our revenue, get to 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then because if you'd have said 12 million, you'd have thought that's completely unachievable when you're doing £1 million, but actually it's not.
Yeah.
So you do obviously elevate that bar every time you go through a milestone.
Yeah.
And what was the last one?
Losing momentum, which I think is a very interesting one.
Because you can think, oh, I've made it. I've got to my number now. Exactly. Happy days. I had a number in my head of doing 5 million quid, and I thought my life would be sorted.
Mine was £1 million.
Yeah. But then you get there, you think, actually, bloody hell, shit.
Look
you need
at all
to
these
doing...
fucking problems.
Yeah.
Still
look
got
at the
these
costs.
issues.
Look at the cost now involved.
Yeah, we need
obviously,
to be bigger.
We're in e-commerce now, which is different than many other businesses and structures and things. But you get to that point, you think, actually, God, it needs to be double this to actually make some significant.
I've got an intriguing question for you guys, if you don't mind me butting in, and that is, what would you say the two biggest financial kind of brackets that you hit, where you felt the most significant difference in your life?
It's really interesting.
But I'm going to say not just significant in terms of purchasing something that you just like in terms of like it's actually affected your life and maybe your mental health. And so these could be quite low.
Very good question. I'll flip it back at you and ask whether or not you're talking as your business entity, which is a separate entity to you personally. So we're talking personal or business?
I'll just give you an example. I think probably in my life that the most significant financial bracket was just the moment I didn't have to look at how much petrol I was putting in the tank.
Yeah.
Like but you kind of don't notice it until you look and you go, wait a second. Yeah. I've actually not even been checking.
Yeah. I think for me, so personally, getting to the point now where I have a surplus each month, just any surplus was nice. Where with kids are expensive and all the rest of it. But I'm not a very materialistic person, so single purchases don't really matter to me. My happiness is more important, and that doesn't necessarily correlate with assets or what have you.
Fair point.
I think for the business, so personally, I don't really know. I'm not like, I don't have lots of money that I can personally throw away. I can afford to personally pay for podcast episodes, and I can take my kids on holiday, and I can save money and do the things that I need to do to provide for my family. But I think in business for us, the £1 million turnover milestone is a significant one.
Mhm.
And I think personally life-changing as well, because you've not made it, but you know that it's possible to make it.
Yeah.
And then £10 million, that 8-figure mark, is, I think, when you get to that scale, your life is generally, you've got a bit more financial freedom.
Yeah, you do. There's more volume going through it. There's more room in order to invest in other
you've
areas
got
of the
economies
business.
of scale, which means you can afford to pay yourself better.
Yeah, that's fair.
So the point I wanted to make, and just close off the episode, lose momentum.
Yeah, can easily happen.
I think what's very common, and I want people to think about this, is you hit a goal and it's a significant goal, and then you lose that momentum because you don't set the next goal. So that's what I want to focus on, is set the next goal. So for us, it's episode 100, which will take us a year and a bit to do.
Yes.
Of consistency and discipline, which is what goals are about. So we'll leave it there. Next week, should we have a little sneak peek on what we'll talk about next week?
Go on, share it.
Black Friday burnout.
Oh, God. Right.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Giving away.
That's around the corner, isn't it?
Yeah,
as well,
it is. Well, when that episode comes out, so from a timing perspective, from Morgan's point earlier, I've done that. So it comes out the Monday after Black Friday.
Oh, right. Okay.
So that should be quite interesting. Right. Thank you. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Make sure you're subscribed as well. We'll do that little thing.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Nice one, guys. Super
See you
smooth.
later.
See you.
Cheers.